Half a day, everybody. Good afternoon to you. This is the Friday edition of the HotSpot. I'm Jason, and here is what we're tracking today.
The menu, brought to you by King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and Ruby Tuesday Guam, home of the fresh Garden Bar.
Big news from utilities is next month you're going to see an increase in your power bill. It was approved during a PUC meeting. We'll tell you all about that. Plus over 10 pounds of drugs intercepted by the feds starting in December of 2021. And we'll give you an overview of the 6 programs under the Programan I Pinilan Pamaguan Guahan initiative. But right off the top, very, very big news as you want to brace yourself for another big increase in your power bill next month. The PUC has approved a 2-step increase in the fuel surcharge. Starting on July 1st, it's going to go by a quarter per kilowatt hour, and then in September, it increases to 29 cents. GPA says the average monthly residential bill of $300 will go to $350 in July and about $400 per month in September. GPA and the PUC blame soaring global fuel prices that have risen by 70% since January. The increase keeps GPA's current $35 million fuel under recovery costs from growing. Almost $705,000 in meth was seized starting in December of 2021 to this February, according to several court documents unsealed in federal court. Nearly 45,000 grams of meth was intercepted by the feds in a total of 8 parcels from Portland, Las Vegas, and various places in California. The packages were mailed to residences and postal box on island, the biggest quantity being 2,200 grams mailed to a home in Mongmong. Search warrants were executed between 2019 and 2021 and unsealed in May, uncovering over 50 pounds of meth. The resident in charge said in a recent interview he made a plea to the community: if they see something, say something. No charges have been filed and no arrests have been made relative to these findings. All right, everybody, let's have a little bit of fun now. Now, if you have stopped by the Agana Shopping Center anytime this week, what are you waiting for? Because twin brothers, Landon and Brandon, yes, they are dingas, even though they're not from here. They've officially launched their Tower of Humanity project, and Daniel Perez is dutifully stationed downtown, and he's on a riser, as you can see. We're going to him live now for Daniel with the very latest and see how close they are to setting a world record. What do you got for us, Daniel?
Yes, half a day Guam, coming to you live from the Agana Shopping Center. We are at the Tower for Humanity. And just a quick recap. So this tall tower that you're seeing right next to me and project director Brandon Adlet, along with his brother Landon, it's to help the Habitat for Humanity Guam get back on its feet. But what's really interesting is that this tower is aiming to break 2 Guinness Book of World Records. Brandon, could you just share what these records are?
Absolutely. So there are 2 Guinness World Records that we are aiming to surpass. The first one is for the most blocks used in a timber structure, and that stands at 17,503 blocks, which we surpassed that pretty quickly yesterday morning or the day before. We're currently passing 40,000 blocks right now. The other record we are working to beat is 18 feet 2 inches. And currently we are sitting at almost 10.5 feet. So we've got a ways to go, but we still got a lot more blocks left.
And of course, this whole tower is made entirely out of Lincoln logs. And you are aiming to finish this whole tower, reaching up to the ceiling of the Agana Shopping Center by tomorrow. Is that correct?
That is the goal. So we fell a little bit behind schedule the past couple of days. But now that we have 2 lifts, they were donated by Morico. We've got those on site, and so now the ceiling is the limit. So we're going to build, as we start tapering some of the sections, we're going to start going a little bit faster vertically.
And of course, they actually just told me that this tower has already garnered national headlines, which is great for our little island. And of course, this tower, it's incredible. 10 feet 2 inches.
10 feet 2 inches.
Oh my God. So guys, you can just drop by today, tomorrow. Tomorrow would be the best time to drop by, right? Right, Brandon?
That's right. So today we still have some of the sponsor logs. So we've got some folks from Habitat for Humanity, Peggy and Becky. They are standing by. We've got some of the smaller blocks that you see here on the side of the building. People can write messages, put their names on it, and actually just be a part of this historic moment. But we're going to be putting the rest of those blocks on the tower probably today and then early tomorrow before we run out.
Right. So guys, if you want to sponsor a log, it's actually these logs. So you can get this for about maybe...
This one is $10. It's a 4-notch block. I think we are out of the triple notch blocks, but we have a lot of the 2-notch blocks for $2 each.
Right, guys. So if you want to come and support Habitat for Humanity Guam, and of course help Brandon and Landon break 2 Guinness World Records, come on by and sponsor a log. Best time to drop by is tomorrow when they are going to complete it. So everybody, if you have time tomorrow, come on by. Brandon, anything more you would like to say just to wrap everything up?
Yeah, come by today, come by tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be the culmination, as we're going to be probably a good 10 to 15 feet higher. And then ultimately, we're going to have the Guam Territorial Band joining us tomorrow evening from 5 to 7 p.m. We're going to have a lot of announcements, and we're going to see the results of what some of the structures. We had some other blocks on the side for families and other kids to come build. See who won the best design competition.
All right, that sounds great. Well, coming to you live from the Agani Shopping Center here at the Tower for Humanity, I'm Daniel Perez, and back to you in the studio, Jason.
All right, outstanding work by Daniel there. Sky high at the Agani Shopping Center. Now, Daniel may have been wearing the hard hat, but certainly Landon and Brandon and their team have a very hard task ahead of them. So please go down and wish them your very best. I can't wait to see when they put that final Lincoln log and set the world record. All right, keeping with the theme of information that you need to know, well, if you need help paying for childcare, 6 programs under the Programan Ipinilan Famaguan Guahan program. You know, we talked about this with someone who's a very dear friend of ours, Pinky Lujan. We call her Auntie Pinky. So Pinky, nut?
Question or Judy?
Thank you very much. See, respectful.
Respect.
That's the way I was raised.
Exactly. That's how we were raised.
But you know, we were also raised as part of our Chamorro culture is you take care of your kids.
Yes.
And you make sure that they're all squared away. Fortunately, this program that was stood up by the governor using ARP funding, the American Rescue Plan, is doing just that.
Yes, absolutely. So, Jason, thank you for having us on again, or having me on.
The ratings are sky high right now as soon as you popped on camera. I know they ain't looking at me. So.
You're so sweet. So yeah, we want to acknowledge the governor's office, obviously, Governor Lulian Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio for thinking about our children and the community of Guam. This is to empower the workforce. So all these programs is to infuse more workers into the community, because since COVID, as you know, many people were not able to go back to work, especially if the child care costs are rising, and you know, everything's rising. You just reported about GPA. I was like crying in the corner when I heard you announce that.
I was like, Pinky, please don't cry over like my nice like blue chair here. You know,
I know.
We can't get it reupholstered because of tears.
I know. it does. Tears do stain, especially those.
But that would be very justified, because that is the situation our people find ourselves in like right now. Times, I mean, some people believe that, you know, the pandemic's over. That's certainly not the case. But the one incontrovertible fact is that we are still suffering as a community. And if one of us suffers, we all suffer.
We all suffer, exactly. And the nice thing is the governor's office recognizes that. And so the main reason why I asked to come back today is because the grant programs that are available, the grant applications will expire next Wednesday. So what I mean by that is, remember I talked about the child care vouchers, the extended block grant program.
Right.
Because those funds are mainly for daycare aged children, we want to also appeal, because it's summer. So we want to be able to send our children that are older from ages 5 to 13 to a summer camp. A summer camp. Or
there are several good ones too.
Yes.
We had our friends from West Care Pacific Islands here like a week ago when they were telling us about their summer camp.
West Care, DYA, UOG. There are several summer camps available, as well as the many of our local mayor's offices. And these grants speak to the community outreach programs that are already in existence, nonprofit organizations that are already in existence, as well as performing arts studios, sports clinics. All of these organizations can log on to investguam.com, and you can apply anywhere from $25,000 all the way up to $50,000 to help you run these programs. Remember, we're targeting 3,500 kids.
Well, let me give you graphic support one moment, Pinky. Okay, can I talk to my friend Joe, sir, in the back? Sir, do you mind bringing up that graphic again, partner? The one that shows it? No, thank you. He's on top of his game. There's your list, Pinky. All the different ways that this program, this initiative is looking to support our people in various types of vocations. You can see it right there. Summer camp, you just mentioned that. Karate or dance class?
Karate.
Yeah, you were talking about the dance class and performing arts. But
cultural arts. We had Natibu at our outreach program.
And it says they're right down at the bottom, Pinky, that last bullet point, relative care.
Yes.
So many of us take care of Nina, of Grandma, of Nana, you know, whatever the case is.
So you were noting me, and we were talking about respect, but that really is a vast majority of our children. They're being watched at home by a retired grandmother or grandfather, an uncle or an aunt. This relative care program, now can be used, the vouchers can be used to pay grandma up to 6 children. So that's pretty impressive. If you were just to take, let's say, $500 per child per month times 6 kids, Grandma would be banking more than some of us people working regular 9 to 5
Grandma's
jobs.
going to say, eat. Darla, why didn't I retire earlier?
I know, right? So that's really, you know, the case. So, you know, it's a wonderful program, and, you know, we can't thank Governor Lulian Guerrero more, you know, enough for these opportunities.
And she knows what that's going through. She's a grandmother herself.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'd love to just run away and stay home and watch the kids.
She's quite busy herself, though. I mean, she's got like a million things going on, you know, trying to get the island back in form. We'll tell you what, Pinky, there are so many other things I want to touch on. And we're going to take a quick commercial break, everybody, right here on the Hotspot. Stay tuned, because Pinky will be back to answer your questions. Put them in the YouTube and Facebook chat. If you have any questions right now, we're going to take those up when we come back on Hotspot right here.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. Got a question about your finances? You've come to the right place. Bring all your accounts together, even those that aren't with us, and see the big picture, right down to the smallest detail. Unlock powerful tools like Insights and Money Map that help you save time and take control of your finances. When you connect accounts with the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
Northern Marianas, rise up to the challenge! June 17th through June 25th, the Northern Marianas will be hosting the NM Pacific Mini Games 2022. Athletics, badminton, baseball, beach volleyball, golf, tennis, triathlon, va'a, and weightlifting. Visit northernmarianas2022.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thanks to the Tensulin Foundation, Joe Tendai Foundation, T Galleria, Docomo Pacific, IT&E, NMC, Elan Group, Marpac, Fish Guy Scuba Charter, Atkins Kroll, Glorified City Limit, McDonald's, Mobile, Triple J, NM Tech, and Bank of Guam.
Properties in the Tropics is your weekly roundup of the hottest properties on Guam. Every Thursday, get a virtual walkthrough of homes, apartments, townhomes, and land available for lease, rent, or sale, with a breakdown of the most important info, including cost, features, and of course, location details. Watch it on KUAM News Hotspot at noon on streaming and TV8, or catch the encore at 5 p.m. on TV11. You can also check out each installment on Instagram too. Properties in the Tropics is presented by Remax Diamond Realty. Meet the young men and women from high schools in Guam and the CNMI at the head of the class on KM News Weekend Edition and Digital. We're showcasing the brilliant valedictorians and salutatorians of the class of 2022. Learn about their awards, accolades, and future ambitions. Watch Head of the Class of 2022, throughout the months of June and July. Congratulations, graduates, presented by the University of Guam. KUAM News, winner of the 2022 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Culture Club.
All right, Hotspot is back. Pinky Lujan's still here. We are going to address every single question conceivably that we can do in the next few minutes about the program, the mechanics of it, because we want to help you. If you are in need of childcare services, and we saw that, Pinky, that incredible array of different types of services. People just think like childcare, okay, like is it a nanny, a babysitter, an au pair, you know, what have you and everything. This is much wider than that.
This is huge. It's 6 programs.
What are some of the, let's typically like on the GITA website, by the way, investguam.com, if you have any questions whatsoever, there would be the very popular FAQ, right? The frequently asked questions.
Yes, there's FAQs there.
But let's do an in-person FAQ right now.
Okay, great.
So I'm internet user and I'm coming to your website and everything. What are the questions that tend to bubble up the most?
The income threshold, the documents, the required documentation, which a lot has been lifted or loosened. So a lot of the protocols that were in place originally for the original block grant has been loosened because we're really, really trying to give out as much of the money as possible into the community. We want to pump these funds into the community.
Okay.
As much as possible.
Okay, well, here's one question. I'm looking at somebody saying, somebody's saying, if I should happen to miss the deadline, if there is a deadline, will there be a second round? Do you even know at this point?
There are talks already about doing a second round.
Better thing to do, just get your application in. So,
yeah, get it in.
Okay, so what is the deadline and when do people have to get all the information in?
So the deadline, again, for the grants. So these are just the grant applications coming from the community organizations, nonprofit organizations, performing arts organizations. They have to turn in their application by Wednesday, June 22nd. Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Okay, that's the same day that the governor is going to give her State of the Island address. She's probably going to touch on that, I would assume.
Oh, yes.
Because this is a program of which she is very, very proud. So please make sure everybody honor the program by getting your applications in if you are in need.
Yes, and then there is not an deadline to apply for the block grant program.
Okay.
So yeah, there are no deadlines for that.
I know we talked about this last time, Pinky, but this is a personal question. What is the turnaround time for if I submit my application and everything? How long until I know?
You should hear from them right away to at least an acknowledgement that we received your application from Public Health, and then Public Health, they've been taking about 2 to 3 weeks for the turnaround.
That's fair.
It's mainly because you have to go out and get like a police clearance. You have to submit all of the identification for all the children that will be covered. So there are some documentation, but yeah, about 2 to 3 week turnaround. Yeah.
So, and let me ask you on a personal note, you've been doing this for a while now. You've been fortunate to give us some of your time, and you've been very gracious with being very open about the mechanics.
Yes.
How proud are you to see the community's turnout, and how has the turnout been, I guess?
The turnout has been very, very good. We've gotten about 500 applicants so far, but again, we're far from our goal of 3,500 children. So we're also appealing from the employer standpoint, which I mentioned the last time I was on the show. We're trying to get...
I had no idea you can actually basically set up a child care facility in your office place.
Yes, at work. And then there's also at-home daycare facilities that are starting to become more popular, where you don't have to have 30 children. You can actually set up a location within your home and watch children.
Okay, I got a question.
Okay,
Teacher?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Miss?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what if, you talked about the whole intent of this program is to get people back to work and give them the freedom to go back to work, right?
Yes.
We live in a completely different era of productivity like right now, and a lot of people have been given the freedom by their employers to do the work remotely
At
thing.
home, yes.
Yeah. How about that situation? What if somebody, either because of the situation they're in or just their prerogative, they say, I'm working from home now. Do they still qualify?
Yes, because
they're going back to work, essentially.
You're still being compensated by your employer.
Right.
So one of the documents that is required is your VOE or your check stubs. So you do have to prove that you are employed. Another reason why what may stop someone from applying is they're not currently employed. As long as you show proof that you are actively looking for a job, or if you're in school, if you're enrolled at UOG or GCC, that counts. Because you're still improving your life. You're still pursuing skills to acquire a job or pursue a career. Speaking of pursuing a career,
yes.
If you're interested in pursuing a career in childcare, we also have a certification program.
I know that was on that graphic. So
yes, so that's one of the 6 programs as well, and we will pay you all your materials to attend an intensive month-and-a-half course at GCC, and you're actually accumulating 6 to 7 college credits.
There we are.
There it is, yes.
Well, I cannot thank former Senator Regine Bisco-Lee again with coming up with that incredible graphic, an anthropomorphic
yes,
carabao.
Regine is awesome. Yes.
I love that.
Oh, and speaking of the income threshold,
Yes.
if you're an essential worker, you are exempt from this income threshold because we are still considered in a state of emergency, health emergency.
Okay, can you clarify that though? Because we have like 1 million people on the other side of YouTube right now. It's like, okay, what is essential?
Essential are grocery store employees, construction workers. Hello, during COVID, if you still had to report to work, you were an essential worker. And then, of course, our heroes, I saved the best for last, are our emergency response teams, our nurses, our doctors, the fire department, and the police department, of course.
Okay,
so they're all exempt.
So paperwork is in for 500 of our fellow Guamanians right now. You're shooting for 3,500. So
3,500.
we got a ways to go, but that's a lot of room and a lot of help that is coming your way if you only take the chance and just let them know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So again, if
this is not a rigged application. There's not some massive shakedown process and everything. A lot of people are going to be able to benefit from this.
Absolutely.
Very, very positive.
Regardless of your income. So that's why we're really trying to encourage everyone to just apply.
Okay, so we're going to let you guys go now because you guys have some homework to do. Pinky, thank you very much for joining us.
No more social media questions. That's it.
They're applying right now from what it looks like.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I got a few. I'll WhatsApp you later.
Okay.
With my questions.
Okay. Shoot.
Okay, that's Pinky Lohan, everybody. Please let her and her team know. And please, once more, go to investguam.com if you have any questions. You can actually see the real life FAQs. And stay tuned because HotSpot continues.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Third Marianas, rise up to the challenge. June 17th through June 25th, the Northern Marianas will be hosting the NM Pacific Mini Games 2022. Athletics, badminton, baseball, beach volleyball, golf, tennis, triathlon, ba'a, and weightlifting. Visit northernmarianas2022.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thanks to the Tensu Lin Foundation, Joe Tendai Foundation, T Galleria, Docomo Pacific, ITNE, NMC, Elan Group, Marpac, Fish Guy Scuba Charter, Atkins Kroll, Glorified City Limit, McDonald's, Mobile, Triple J, NM Tech, and Bank of Guam.
Say hello to the first Hawaiian Bank mobile app. Want a better look at your spending? With Money Map, you can automatically create budgets and manage where your money is going. Know when you have a green light, or when it's time to slow down. Maybe cook more meals at home this week. Set your goals, track your progress, and find your way to exactly where you want to be. With Money Map from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. It all starts with yes.
Properties in the Tropics is your weekly roundup of the hottest properties on Guam. Every Thursday, get a virtual walkthrough of homes, apartments, townhomes, and land available for lease, rent, or sale with a breakdown of the most important info, including cost, features, and of course, location details. Watch it on KUAM News Hotspot at noon on streaming and TV8 or catch the encore at 5 p.m. on TV11. You can also check out each installment on Instagram too. Properties in the Tropics is presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
And the next pick in the 2022 NBA draft is Johnny Davis.
Let me tell you about Johnny Davis. This kid is special with a capital S. He's an incredible shooting guard.
The toasted cheddar chalupa is back, only at Taco Bell.
Subscribe to our KUAM News Digest, our weekly email newsletter with all kinds of information straight to your inbox. Just subscribe and we'll make sure to keep you informed and entertained with news from the KUAM News team, what to watch on NBC and CBS, and the latest promotions from KUAM Communications. Go to KUAM.com, click on the newsletter tab at the top of the homepage, register, and you're all set. Brought to you by Uno Go, Guam on Demand.
The live stream continues right here, coming to you from Harmon. Now, guess what, everybody? It is Friday. Spoiler alert. If you didn't get the memo, work ends in about 5 hours, so we want to give you everything that you need to know, and we are rounding up some of the best comments from you, our viewers, our beloved viewers, who joined our online conversation this week for our weekly question that we post each and every Monday. This week, of course, we asked, what are your thoughts on DNA evidence definitively linking modern-day Chamorros to eastern Indonesia? Right off the top, Liz Yu Wong says, on Instagram, not surprised at all. Very, very fair. Saints 1972. All right. I, for one, Saints1972 writes, also on Instagram, would love that. I only lived there for 3 years and the culture was exciting, and before we were locked down, I met and saw some very interesting things and people. Go Saints, go. Who gonna beat them Saints? Also, Imaria K says on Facebook, I love Chamorro food and Indonesia food as well. So hey, there you go. There is a culinary connection between the Indonesian culture and our own, apparently. All right. So thanks so much for joining our online conversation this week, everybody. Our Tomas Manglona is going to post a brand new conversation each and every Monday. Make sure to look for it on Instagram and on Facebook. Speaking of food and speaking of people that are quite daring, our own Victorious Falan is taking a rather spicy challenge, putting his taste buds to the extreme. It's Feed Me Friday this week.
It's Feed Me Fridays on the Link, brought to you by Devondale, real milk from free grazing cows. On Guam, we love spicy things. We add hot sauce and doni peppers to just about everything. I mean, we even have a doni festival catering to all things pica. The downside is that the heat can really burn. Yeah, we're talking 3-alarm, fire-breathing dragon burn. So I Googled a remedy to what could help neutralize the burning sensation caused by pica foods. I've heard everything from water to bread to even certain flavors of Kool-Aid. But the one thing that experts agree on is that milk is a great neutralizer of all things spicy. Why, you ask? Well, without getting too geeky, basically chili peppers contain a chemical irritant called capsaicin. This is what makes the food burn in your mouth and throats. Now, milk, on the other hand, contains a protein called casein, which breaks down the capsaicin similar to the way soap cuts through grease. So, I decided to put it to the test using Devondale milk.
All right, so the goal here is to see how Devondale can really take away the heat. And knowing Devondale is such a great milk to have with everything. Of course, you've seen Feed Me Fridays. We've done a lot with stuff at the different coffee shops and the drink shops. But for this specific segment, I just want to see how Devondale can take away the heat. Like I said, of course, we got Tabasco. That's your go-to on the table. But then I wanted to step it up a notch and add that Denancy flavor from Chris. It's really hot, so I'm gonna go Tabasco and the Denancy, and we'll see how fast Devondale can really take away that heat. I'm excited, kind of scared, but we got this, guys. Oh man. Woo! Remember, the goal is to see if Devondale can cut through and help me out with this heat. Oh. Wow. I really want to drink this milk right now. I wanted to push myself today because I really wanted to see how Devondale can take away that heat. Remember, that's Tabasco, that's Denancy. Woo! Okay, I'm ready. Okay, here we go. Woo. Let's see. Devondale, I trust you. Oh wow. Oh, you don't say. It really does help. It's that nice, cool, creamy taste that just covers all that heat up. You're asking, did it work? Yes, it did. Devondale really came through for me today. Because wow, that Tabasco, that Denancy from Chris, that was hot. Good thing that chicken was delicious, but you know what? With Devondale, it really helped cut through, and it helped literally bring the heat down for me. So Devondale, thank you so much. All right, that's pretty much it for Feed Me Fridays. My name is Victorious. Have a great one, guys.
It's Feed Me Fridays on the Link, brought to you by Devondale, real milk from free grazing cows.
All right, now just before we go, a little insider tip. Vic really did kiss that box of Devondale milk. We got his like lip prints on it. We've actually like framed the box. So thank you, Vic, for that amazing segment. And thank you for watching all week. Everyone was betting me that I couldn't actually hit the camera, but that's going to do it for our show. Please stay safe. Have a rest of good afternoon. I missed. We'll try better next time. And we wish you a wonderful rest of your lunch hour, and we'll see you tonight at 6 for all the day's news all around the island on primetime. Take care from all of us here in Harmon, everybody. Bye-bye.